Hey guys, it's Shelyn. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about bits. So I'm not going to go super in depth. I'm just going to get like the top layer, you know, just the simple stuff. So if anybody has any questions pertaining to this, you can go here. The description box below has all the baby information. Also, if you subscribe to this channel of mine, if you'd like to stay connected, I try to post weekly. Okay. Anyway, let's get started. So basically, I feel like there are two types of bits. Not really, but we're saying there are. Okay, so you've got a snaffle bit and you've got a leverage bit. Okay? An example of a snaffle. Honestly, this is the bit that I use for all my horses. I went through my tack room and grabbed all of my bits, and to be honest, I don't use like any of them except for this one, and I own like 5 of this one. This is the best example I have for a snaffle bit. I think this is the easiest example I have. So it just has the rings basically, and the center, and it might have 1 break or 2 breaks or how many breaks. This is the center. This only has 1 break. And then you have your leverage bit, okay? Leverage, you've got these, okay? The reins connect, and when you pull on it, it kind of pulls it back and creates a leverage action, okay? This one has a break in it. Snaffle bits. Here are a few examples that I have. So this is just a D-ring, smooth snaffle. This is a D-ring roller. So it's got the copper rollers on it, and it's just got the single break as well. This is an egg butt snaffle. Kind of looks like the D-ring. It's kind of got the rounder and flatter rings on it. This is a full cheek. So it's still a snaffle, and it does still break in the center, but it's a different kind of break. This is a full cheek. A twisted loose ring snaffle, O-ring. So you see it goes through, and this is twisted. I'm missing one. I don't really need to go through all of my snaffle bits. The function of a snaffle, okay? A snaffle can have, like I said, multiple breaks. Is basically as much pressure as you apply, the horse is going to get that much pressure back. So if I apply 1 pound of pressure to the rings, because this is where the reins connect, if I apply 1 pound of pressure, the horse is going to feel 1 pound of pressure. The leverage bit, let's say you pull this. If you pull with 1 pound of pressure, it will relate maybe 5 pounds of pressure on the horse, or 10, or whatever, to however long the shank is. That's what you call this, the shank. If you're starting a horse or something, or honestly if you want your horse to be soft, it's best to train them and keep them in a snaffle bit, and then once your horse is well trained, that's when you can move to a leverage bit. A leverage bit should not be used for like a hard-headed horse. If there's a hard-headed horse, it needs to go back to a snaffle bit and go back to basics. And when I say basics, like this horse needs to be retrained. That's just my personal opinion. You can agree or you can disagree. I do train horses, so this is just what I have found through my studying, and I've been training horses for 8.5 years, almost 9. And so this is just what I've discovered, what I found. If you believe something different and you've done your studying and have found that to be, hey, this is what I believe, then, you know, that's okay. Leverage bits are a lot better for neck reining. Snaffle bits are a lot better for lateral movement. That's why when you get to the professional level, they're using the leverage bits, but also the people are controlling their horses with literally that much pressure. You know what I mean? And I'm guilty too. I do ride my horse in that bit forever, and I just now started retraining her in a snaffle, and she's 22 years old, and I'm like, I get the result. It's going to take a long time and it's going to take work, but it's just what you want to put into it. I don't believe that if a horse is harder headed, they need to go to a different bit and you should be switching bits on horses. I just think you need to go back to basics. That's just what I believe. You also have the centers of the bits. That's just what I'm gonna call it. This is a smooth snaffle, but if you look closely, the bar on it is pretty thick. Like, that's a pretty thick bar compared to this one. You see the size difference on those. And so basically the thicker it is, the lighter it is on the horse. This is a really thick one as well. So these might be a little bit softer than this one, just because the thinner the bar, the more bite. Now, if you look at this bit, it's not super thin. Like, I do like using this bit to start my horses just because they're not gonna fight against me as much. So here's just an example, like using a rope halter over a nylon halter, or like the thick band halter, webbed halter, that's it. A webbed halter, you can get the work done, but the horse is gonna fight against you more, where if you're gonna go to a rope halter, and even like a thinner, stiffer roped halter, then the horse isn't gonna fight against you as much. And so that's kind of how I see it. I'm not gonna go and get even more, get like this thin wire halter so my horse can't fight against me as much. But it's like, you're gonna still stay humane about it, I guess you could say. You're not gonna get harsh. So basically, that's the difference between those super thick ones and then the one that I always use is the horse can't fight me as much, but yet I'm not being really harsh on the horse either, because this bit isn't, you know, it's not just gonna dig into them. It's not that thin. And let me show you an example of a thin, I don't use this bit, how thin that is. It's not like gonna kill your horse, but it's a difference between this. The smooth ones are the softest, and then you can have the twists, and you can have like really thinly, tightly twisted, you know, those are gonna be a bit more, you're gonna have a little bit more bite to them. I can't find my other twisted snaffle, and it kind of makes me sad because that's my nice one. So here's a twist, okay? This is a thinner twist, so this one's gonna have a little bit more bite to it. My other one is a thicker twist. It's not as thin, more of a subtle twist. I would move to that one if the horse just was not respecting, like was just extremely dull and not respecting the bit that I always use. And then you have Frenchly, dog bone, you know, they've got the 3 breaks. A lot of people do, and this one actually does have the thicker, this is a leverage bit, but you can find snaffle bits like this too. A lot of people like the dog bone breaks because the other bits that just have the single break, they kind of go up like this, and people call it the nutcracker effect, where it can kind of hit the top of their mouth, right? Where this one kind of lays over their tongue more. Depending on your horse, really depends how much it affects them, because some horses do have a lower palate. If your horse is really soft, then that nutcracker effect is not gonna be as big as an issue at all. Depending what your individual belief is about harshness and what is harsh or whatnot, I don't believe metal bits are harsh, but a lot of people do like the idea of like maybe leather or rubber or plastic just to maybe be softer. So it's just up to you. I hope that was kind of helpful. Like I said, it wasn't super in-depth. It wasn't like the terminology wasn't pointing on at all, but this is just kind of hitting the surface, you know, just give you a little idea. But anyway, that is everything. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you have any questions, have any comments, any video ideas, just comment them down below in the description. Please push the subscribe button so you can keep up with my videos as I put them out. I think that is everything. Yes. All right, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye.